Hey members, Steve here from Jackrabbit Trader. In this video, we're going to look at the portfolio for Saturday, September 7th, 2019. I apologize for getting this out late, but we were in a hockey tournament in Boston this weekend for my oldest son and just got home, going through the charts and wanted to obviously put something out. So if you're just watching this and you're not a member, just understand you're getting this 30 to 45 days after it's been released to members. And if you want to become a member and unlock those real-time updates, head on over to jackrabbittrader.com/membership, and I'll leave a link in the description box up below. Sign up and you'll be notified of our next open enrollment. So members, what we're looking at, we talked about it in the Jackrabbit report, and I'm going to keep this very brief because I want to make sure I get this out to you tonight, is we're in a green market cycle. We were in a green market cycle as of last week, but we were watching against that 294 level. Sure enough, we tried to break back below the 21-day and the 8-day. That supported the market, and then we moved higher the 3 remaining days in the week. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. All right, and if we look at the SPY from a technical perspective, again, you'll see that 294 level finally consolidated below it on Thursday, broke above it. Friday, just a small little doji pattern. But looking forward, want to say maybe we're going to see the highs, right? 302, it's a breakout. Maybe just this was a small pullback. And again, not really trying to predict too much, but we could see 302 and then maybe even the top of the channel around this 310. But we'll take it one step at a time, see where we go. And really not much else to read into it, right? I mean, who knows why we broke out? I have no idea. I was driving, up to Boston, and that's when we broke out. I was going up there Thursday night. So I have no idea. All I know is we broke out, and we want to be adding risk to the portfolio. That's the process that we follow. At least I follow. When we're above the 21-day, we want to put risk on, and that's what we're going to do. So let's first take a quick look at the trades we added last week, and that is SNPS. Let's head on over to that weekly. All right, you'll see we added some shares there on this breakout and using 125.80 as our stop. Pepsi also added to this one, or added this one, I should say. All right, started out great and then maybe put in a little bit of a topping tail here, but let's see how it reacts, okay? I'm not really going to confirm anything until we break below 135. Stop way down here, 127, so definitely have some room for this thing to run. And last but not least, Costco added that last week. Again, had a nice move out of this consolidation and continued that move, and now up to 303. So with those trades that we put on, you'll see that we are now have an open profit of 380, and here are those 3 trades. I did try to short against that topping tail in the SPY against that 294 area. All right, especially after we had Monday where we looked like we were pulling back. Ultimately, that proved to be a loser for 772, and I sent alerts out for that too. So if you took that, I apologize. You can't win them all, and again, you can make money real quick in options, and you can lose it real quick too. So we're on a string of some losers, 5 straight losers, cleaning up some old positions. But let's see if the market can give us a little bit of a push, and then we'll start to turn those positions into some additional profits. So let's look now at the remaining positions that we have, right? So RTN, okay, really just consolidating. Here we are breaking out a little bit. We do have some resistance in the, let's call it the 191 area. All right, so let's actually move this to that 191, and you'll see that 191 really is the resistance here from beginning of January, support here throughout the August, September, October of 2018, and now being resistance again through much of this move here in 2019. So we'll see if we can get a break back above that. I do like this pattern. I'm not really looking to add to it just yet, even though we have broken above 187. All right, but not really looking to add. Let's see if we get over 191, and then maybe we could talk about adding to that one. Hilton, all right, as we've talked about, has just been, having this very organized move lower. And now still using 187, but maybe starting to kind of round up, and now we'll start putting in a bit of the bottom or support of this consolidation, and then we would be trading between 100 and 90 bucks and see where we go from there. We talked about Costco, Comcast we'll get to, AME. All right, same thing, similar to what I was just saying in Hilton, pulling back, consolidated, now bouncing higher. This is a possibility that if you wanted to be super aggressive, you could add here with a stop under 83, but my resistance would be 92. It wouldn't be a good risk reward in my opinion, but it's definitely something that you could try and pull off. We'll get to ADP, and finally Adobe, sitting at that 283 level as we've talked about, and let's see if that can start moving higher. Now let's get to Comcast. Okay. And the reason I held on for Comcast is we're going to actually add to this position, all right? And it's on the trade alerts for this week. So when we're adding to a position, now we're going to take the existing number of shares that we have and subtract that from our new portfolio value, or our new position size, I should say. All right. So what exactly does it look like? Well, we're going to say we're going to buy at 46.35 and our stop is going to be 42. So we'll head on over to that position calculator. We're going to put in Comcast and it's going to bring up the current price, 46.35. We're going to say our stop is 42. Again, we adjust down by 1%, so 41.58. Risk per share 477. We're going to risk 50% of the portfolio. We want a total position size of 55.73. So that means we should be purchasing 120 shares, correct? So if we go back over to what we actually have already, we actually have 140 shares. All right, so we don't actually need to do anything here, and that's a good process that we need to make sure we go through and that we're following, right? Because we already have a bigger position than we should have. Doesn't mean that we need to sell anything. It just means we're not going to add to it. So let's do the same thing and see what we get with our other trade, which is going to be in ADP. Okay, in ADP, you can see here we initially took that position, 50 shares at 167.31. And now it's consolidated, breaking out again. So again, let's look to add to it, and we'll call it 162. Okay, so we'll go ADP, and our stop will be 162. So it means we should have 45 shares. If we look at our actual account, all right, so there it is, 41 shares. All right, so not going to be adding to ADP either. Or you could add the 4 shares. For me, it's not worth it to do that. But that's how you would go through the process of adding to an existing position. Okay, so it's the same as buying a new position. It's just that you're now subtracting what you already have, and you're just adding the additional shares on that portfolio. So not going to be taking any of those trades if you're not in them already. Because these were from June 10th and July 15th, which I think is when before I was doing the videos. Then more than welcome, obviously, add those shares in and follow along. But these I am not adding to. So that takes ADP and Comcast out of our weekly trades. There's a couple other ones that you can look to add. CPRT, okay. Realistically, just moving higher. I had this shallow pullback, now a big breakout to the upside. 81.38. New stop would be 73.50. I'm not adding to that one, nor am I adding to GPN. Okay, I shouldn't say adding, nor am I buying it. I'm not starting a position here. But GPN looks really good too, right? It's this solid, consistent move to the upside, a very shallow pullback, and a move back to the upside. Okay, so this one is a tech. The first one was an industrial. But I'm going to, instead of taking CPRT, okay, which is very similar to info, I'm going to take that one, okay? So that's what we're going to do here, and we'll look at that on that position calculator, and then you can calculate the rest as we go forward, but we're going to say our stop is 62.50. So we'll come over here, position calculator, info, 62.50. All right, so I should be buying 95 shares of info, and that's what I'll do separately from this video. But sorry, my voice is gone. I said hockey tournament in Boston, so I scream a lot. Let's see what else we're doing here. MasterCard, all right, again, another trade alert I sent out. I'm going to skip this one because we're going to add Visa instead. So I don't want 2 credit card companies, and I already have a lot of, if you look at diversification, I already have 3 tech names, okay? So I'm not looking to add any more of those. Mondelez, I am going to add this one, okay? So again, same thing, stop would be 53.60. And you can see that I was in this, got out of 51, continued higher, and now here's a brand new breakout. And I'm going to add this, even though I have Costco and Pepsi. I think this is a little bit of a separate entity, even though it's in a consumer staple. So I want to go ahead and add Mondelez. I'm going to skip on the MU trade. Just know if you are going to take this MU trade, it is a trade with a target. Okay, because we are breaking over this 48 area, and your ultimate target would be 61. So you have some room to the upside here. And again, just not gonna. It's tough. This is where you kind of. I'll be perfectly honest. I have a hard time with this, and it's something that I really like the company. I like the overall. If we go back and look at the, 10-year monthly charts. All right, you have these big moves to the upside when you get them, okay? So here we went from, 12 to 60. Here you went from 7 to 30. And so when you get these consolidations, it's important. But look at how sloppy it looks here. So you got to watch, you don't want to be just buying a stock based on, what you perceive it to be. Try and forget about the name. I mean, like I said, I do like this name. I do like this setup, but I think there's going to be some much better setups in the future, and I don't want to overweight myself in a tech in the tech sector right now. So going to skip that one. I am going to take O, and if you've been with me for a while, we've been taking profits at this resistance level right around 73. You'll see 72.60, 72.94. Well, now here we finally got that breakout. Stop is going to be pretty wide on this one. So it's going to start out very small, as a very small trade, and we'll look to add to it. So stop's all the way down here at 67, and we'll just see what happens. But it is going to pay 3.58% while I'm waiting for it to set up a new move. TSS, again, a great looking trade. It's just another tech name. I just don't want to overweight myself in tech. But if you were going to take this, 127 would be your stop. And finally, Visa. And I have a thing with Visa. I don't know what it is. I really like the name. And going back, I mean, you can't argue with this type of move over a 10-year monthly chart. I mean, this thing is almost parabolic. And not saying it's almost guaranteed that it's going to pay us, but if you look back through the charts over the last 5-6 years. There are very few that look like Visa. So whenever I get the opportunity to add Visa to my portfolio, you can see I did have it for a while, took some profits up in here, and now we're breaking out to the upside. So whenever I get the opportunity to add to it, I just have a little bit of a, desire. I don't know what the word is. I like to own Visa. All right, I'd rather own Visa than MasterCard. That's just my opinion. The charts probably look the same over the last 10 years, but I like Visa over MasterCard. So that's what I'm going to do. So again, if you're not in ADP and Comcast, you can look to add to those. I'm going to jump in some info and industrial, some Mondelez, a consumer staple, O'Reilly, not O'Reilly. Nope, that's a different name. Realty Income Group and Visa, and put some money to work, right? And this is where, you want to go as quickly as you can. As we're doing this, it's Sunday night. Futures are already up 4.25. So we may get a strong open. It's early though. It's only 6 o'clock. So futures just opened. But you want to make sure that you're adding as much risk as you can, but doing it in a methodical way and not just, looking to throw money at the wall and see what sticks. So, again, would love to add MU, and TSS and CPRT. But again, I already have a couple industrials. Raytheon, I want to look to add to if we can get over that 190 level. So just got to do it in a methodical way, but I'll be adding these 4 positions, and we'll see what happens going through the week. Other than that, have a great week. Again, sorry for getting this out so late. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up, leave a like, leave a comment, do whatever you got to do on YouTube to get the algorithm to do its thing. But I'll catch you next week. Take care, guys.